is the main event of the evening.
See, that's the thing about Rick Ross. That's the thing about the boss. The Metaverse, crypto. Y'all getting so much money. Where you at? Where you at? Show us. And I don't mean, oh, I'm trying to make money, man. I got a lot of money. I ain't mean that fake. Show my homies what the Metaverse about. One of y'all big boy crypto dudes, guru crypto, picture takers. Up and say, this what we gon' do, Rujay. Where you at? Huh? Yeah, everybody giggling, looking around. All that fake rich money, where it's at?
Well, don't bring a leader in and have them not lead. Why would I argue with people who are getting paid by the guy? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna argue with people that are broker than me about money.
So what's going on, S Dizzle?
What's
What you
the
got
deal
for
with
us?
y'all, man? How y'all doing, man? Good to talk to y'all, man.
End us on the bang. Hit us on the bang. What you got for us?
Man, look, check this out. Don't sleep, right? Stay awake. If you're watching these two gentlemen right here, you in the right place to be. I started watching these dudes back in March of 2021. And the shit that I was able to learn from these dudes is priceless, man. Don't sleep. Do not sleep. Don't believe any of that mainstream bullshit. Do your own research at all times. You feel me? But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Just wanted to salute, give y'all some love, man.
I appreciate it. Really quick, what are you looking for next year in the space?
Honestly, I'm looking forward to motherfuckers leaving. Leave.
There we go.
Because y'all don't understand the technology. Get the fuck out. Stop talking about, oh, it's bad. We can't trust it. You don't know nothing about it. Leave, learn it, come back so then I can stack my bags up and sell you this 100K Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Hey, now that's the way to take us out. Hey, appreciate it, S Dizzle. Much appreciated. Hey, Happy New Year's to all the Warriors. Bitcoin say Happy New Year to you and yours. I'm going to see you soon, too.
Oh, yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
Hey,
And now, it's time!
Yo, welcome to Crypto and Down. It's Asherell with James Jetson. Streaming on the Gentleman of Crypto as well as all the other networks, our channel. You'll catch us over there, Crypto and Down. Glad to be here tonight. Shout out to the Crypto Rascals. Shout out to the Crypto Warriors. Thank you for being with us this fine afternoon. Oh, a day where the U.S. marches closer and closer to communism, if we aren't already. A day where we got some updates in the crypto market. A day of crazy news. Jams, what's going on?
Yo. Shout out to all the crypto warriors and rascals out there. This is Crypto and Down, episode 26, over on the Gentleman of Crypto channel. Shout out to Bitcoin Zay and King Bless for the opportunity to speak to the crypto warriors. Shout out to the Crypto Rascals, our community over on the Crypto and Down channel. If this is your first time tuning in, I am James Jetson. That's my brother Asherell. Always remember to please like, share, and subscribe. We are sitting on the number of 369 YouTube subscribers.
369.
369. Help us get to 1,000. We have been going for a long time now and really do enjoy streaming. And we'd like to see that reward of at least getting to 1,000 subscribers. So help a brother out. You can follow us on Facebook. We are live there now. You can follow us on Instagram, and you can also follow us on Twitter. We are live there as well. So Asherell, how you feeling today, brother? It's a Turban Tuesday, always protecting the crown. How you feeling, my man?
It's good. Turban Tuesday, the Money Making Monday, just off of a Money Making Monday. Hitting up Turban Tuesday. I'm actually doing pretty well. Ooh, I kind of have a secret reveal, a surprise here, but I want to show you something real quick. Keep the people entertained, and I'll be right back.
Let's do it. All right, so Asherel's got a quick secret reveal for us. I'm excited to see. If you tuned in last week, then you would be familiar with the announcement that Asherel and Sunflower in Texas are expecting a new baby here in the coming months. And they also just recently got married. I was able to travel down to Austin to experience them share their vows. They really are not only smart individuals, but two loving people. So shout out to Asherel, man. This is a wonderful time in his life, marrying the love of his life and also having a baby. So what other kind of surprises you got for me, man?
I just got the fresh merch.
Oh,
The Yay 24. The Yay
oh,
24s came in.
Yeezy season approaching.
Yeah. Easy 24.
Season approaching.
Easy 24
Asherel
came in.
just made his official announcement who he will be supporting in the 2024 election.
Also,
He
we
said
got the crypto
oh
and down merch
oh
to come pretty soon.
oh, is that a crypto and down t-shirt? Does that say James Jackson and Asherel with the hex on the back? Ain't nothing but a little flex. Yeah, let them know. Let them know about that. We are the live.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So
I forgot to tell you about that, and I just remembered just now. So yeah, that's what's going on.
Live, direct, and uncut crypto and down. That was a surprise for me to see the merch in physical format. Just think about where we have grown over the last few years here on this channel. So salute to you, Asherel.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Hey,
We going to the White House.
we're going to the White House. Yay, 24.
Take back this country from these commies. Let's go.
Hey, man, we got a lot to talk about tonight because there's just so much news that you can use. And we have to bring it to you live, direct, and uncut because so much is happening, not only here in America, but across the world. We'll start with some crypto, work our way down the proverbial rabbit hole. So lock in. We'll start with some metrics, get into some analytics, and shoot the shit. Asherel, it's your show, man. Let's do it.
All right, you know what it is. The top cryptocurrencies by market cap, brought to you by nomics.com, where we look at the daily, sometimes weekly, oftentimes monthly top prices by market cap, sometimes volume as well. We'll check out the top gainers, make our way down, maybe through the top 10, deciding and see whatever we see. But looking at some of these top gainers, Ribbon Finance here. But yeah, before we talk about those coming into Ribbon Finance, shout out to the XDC network. That's an interesting one right there.
All right, so top gainers for the day. Ribbon Finance up a whopping 94,574%. Definitely not buying that. XDC network up 18.95% in the number 2 spot. Number 3, we got Rocket Pool up 13.52%, and then Pax Dollar up 12.82%. The interesting top gainers all the way from 94,000% down to 12% on a stable coin.
Yeah, that XTC network, that's that hybrid global trade and finance system.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know. I think it could probably be utilized in the central bank digital currencies, but it's interesting. I watched that a while ago. I watched some stuff on that, but XDC networks, I think, ties into a lot of private public blockchains and probably trying to incorporate tokenization to the traditional market, bringing that to the blockchain, I think.
All right. So you're spot on, bro. I just did a quick search. It's an enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain for global trade and finance, combining the power of public and private blockchains with interoperable smart contracts. They have a quick comparison just to give some numbers. Bitcoin, first generation, as they say, 3 to 6 transactions per second with a 10 to 60 minute confirmation time. They say the second generation is Ethereum with 12 to 16 transactions per second, with the average fee of $10 and 10 to 20 seconds in confirmation time. They're saying they are able to do 2,000 plus transactions per second with a minimal average fee and 2 seconds of confirmation with finality and a fraction of the energy consumption. Man, sound like they coming out with the pulse chain in an enterprise way. So shout out to XDC Network, man. It's interesting to see decentralization, interoperability become something being not become because it already has been, but grow when it's directed towards enterprise institutions for the traditional banking and finance sector. So a good thing to notice here in our top gainers. We'll roll into our global market cap. Global market cap today, $1.15 trillion, up 1.5%, well above that $1 trillion mark. But I want to see what happens over the next coming weeks and months. I saw some influencers indicating that the bull market has officially commenced, but I'm not ready to make that declaration, as there are still more metrics and indicators to be seen before we can make that definitive statement. Global volume sitting at $54.5 billion, down 5%. But yesterday was Money Making Monday. Our industry institutional traders were back in work yesterday. Little sell-off on a Tuesday. Bitcoin, big boy on the block, trading at $27,247. Really just want to look over the last 30 days as Bitcoin is up $3,694 per coin, up 15.67%. So a healthy last 30 days for Bitcoin, despite trading sideways for the most part today. Ethereum up 1,700, up 3%. I'm trading at $1,775 per coin. But why I just scoffed or had this sudden reaction is, how the hell did Ribbon Finance shoot up to the number 3 spot today? So I'm going to skip over Ethereum, this random ass coin that is up 94,632%.
Look at that volume.
Spot. But Ashrel, you as the chief indicator of volume highlighted the point right there. $7,400 worth in volume. Clay and Numics team, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves for even putting this scam on the website. $7,474 in volume with $97 billion in market cap. Get that scam.
Hey, man. I'm going to talk a little trash on the market cap. Maybe this is just an indicator of, like, you know, market cap. You get 1 million coins. You sell a coin for $1. That's $1 million in market cap. So,
man, Ribbon Finance, what a scam. They have figured out how to hack the Numics system and make sure that they are in the number 3 spot. Let's not give them any more airtime, as that's all they're going to get for free from us. USDT in the number 4 spot with a market cap of $79.5 billion. BNB, rough week for BNB. Binance Coin, CZ down 7% on the week after the news that the CFTC was coming after Binance for offering derivatives and futures trading to U.S. citizens, and also for some backroom insider trading, allegedly. CZ did respond back and say that there are risk control management practices in place that do prevent employees at Binance from buying and trading within 90-day windows. So CZ pushing back against the U.S. government, pushing back against the CFTC. But what ultimately happens, we will have to wait and see, as the government continues to put their grimy, slimy, old, rusty-ass hands into the crypto markets, and Binance justifiably has been affected by that if we were to look at price. USDC in the number 5 spot still, market cap of $33.3 billion, down from that $50 billion. So that's a lot of USDC that has been redeemed over the last few months. XRP up 8.85% at 52 cents, having a nice 30 days up 38%, a nice 7 days up 10%, but still down 38% over the last year. I think if that SEC case come out and they get their settlement, might see XRP trading somewhere around 75 cents, potentially even start to push 80 cents, 85. Can they reach $1? We can't state for certain, but there may be positive momentum building up to the SEC case versus Ripple, with XRP price reflecting that sentiment. Cardano in the number 7 spot, up 4.7%, trading at 36 cents per coin, down 70% over the last year, trading sideways over the past 30 days. I think Cardano is one of those blockchains and areas where if you're about Cardano, you believe in Charles Hoskinson, you believe in the academic scientific approach towards
fraud,
then
sure.
But hey
man, do your thing, Charles. Do your thing.
Pick your poison. I mean, if he's your guy, he's your guy. But if he's not, he's not. Number 8.
He's just trying to help those poor. He's just trying to help them poor Africans.
And he says, "I'm a good guy."
That's what he's trying to do.
Says, "I'm a good guy. I'm trying to help the world, make the world a better place for all."
Him and that Paxo guy, they give me the same energy. Except the Paxo guy, Paxos, he'd be taking pictures and stuff like that.
Well,
they got that same energy.
Pictures with the orphan children that you're helping, or else no one will know that you're helping the orphan.
Right.
In the number 8 spot, Hex, trading at 7.5 cents, down 4.46%, but over the past 30 days, up 27%. Past 7 days, down 23%, which is interesting to see after the recent developments in the Pulse chain, the announcement, the various announcements from Richard Hart. I just saw one right before we went live. Later in the show, we'll take a look at that as well to make sure we give Hex its due justice. Shout out to the comment section. Let's Go Gaming says big ups. Marlon S says, what up, what up, what up? He's watching in 2x speed. And he says, man, hey, y'all got the merch. Definitely we'll be dropping merch for all the Crypto Warriors and Rascals to check out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, Crypto and Down. We're back in our rhythm, so we'll definitely be doing a lot more shows and dropping merch on you guys from here on out. Dogecoin in our number 9 spot, trading at 7 cents. I'm down just a little over 0.25%, but down. Even Elon Musk and owner of the Mavericks, Mark Cuban, couldn't save the Dogecoin. Polygon Matic trading at $1.08. I still think there is potential with Polygon and Matic, understanding that it is a layer 2 solution to Ethereum and people desperately need lower fees. So I actually am a believer in Polygon and Matic for the reason that I just stated. Up 2.7%, just under $10 billion in market cap. When we think about building blue chips in our crypto portfolio, 10% allocation, 20% allocation, maybe Matic could be one of those that you do decide to have some allocation in your portfolio with. But nothing we say here is financial advice. Just two brothers saying
just
things
news
that we otherwise could say privately. We report the news, we report the numbers, and we provide our opinions. Oftentimes we are wrong. Periodically we are correct, but we are not telling you what to do with your money, only educating and providing a venue for us to discuss things together. Malcolm X says charity starts in your own damn country, and that's a fucking fact, because we do not need the exportation of technology to control people that look like Asherelle and myself, as we have seen over the centuries how that works out. So, although you may be a great genius and a overlord, I don't think people like being told how they should live their lives. But what do I know?
Yeah, we'll see how all that stuff pans out. All right. Well, if you're done with the top 10, anything else you want to look at? I'm gonna.
Not really, because I think today is really another one of those cryptocurrency political shows like we had last Tuesday. So if you didn't see last Tuesday episode, highly, highly recommend you to go back and watch that, as we took a look at the bill that was proposed or in the state of Texas, solidifying Bitcoin as a safe harbor and legitimate asset by the law in Texas, and now comparing that to what we see from the federal government this week. I think it's important that we spend more time talking about that than the numbers. The charts are the charts. If you're worried about numbers and cents right now, then you are missing the point in crypto.
Yeah. Interesting. XRP up here in the top 5 to 6 range if you're looking at it by volume.
Conflux token.
Phantom. I think interesting to see other stable coins that can make their way up here in volume. True USD kind of making some swings up here with 486.59 million in volume. Coming ahead of USDC, which has $450.95 million in volume. So that's interesting to look at.
Conflux Hydra Hard Fork is now live on mainnet. They have a tree graph consensus.
What is it?
Lowering confirmation time, scalable, built-in staking, low fees, interoperable, secure. It's like when you look into most of these, I'm not going to say most, but when you look into many of these coins, projects, products, whatever the hell you want to call them, they all look the damn same, bro.
Interoperability, speed.
The Fluent wallet, a simple and secure Conflux wallet built for Web3. Easily store, send, and receive funds on Conflux. So you get CDI, CUST, CUSDT, and it's like, okay, but why would I want to do this? Like, what makes this better, and how do I actually end up making some money off this? So I don't know, man. I'm not disillusioned when I see these type of projects shoot up in volume or shoot up into higher market caps, but a dime a dozen. I mean, what's the difference between wheat bread with mayonnaise on it or wheat bread with ranch? I don't know. They both taste like sandwiches.
I guess it just depends what you want out of it. If you're trying to get some extra fiat out of it. But I think what's the thing to watch is the wallet is the experience of cryptocurrency and of whatever Web3 is turning out to be. So if people are able to come out with interesting wallets that have a good user experience, I think there are two ways to look at the new projects or new blockchains that come out. How are the fees? How do they interact with stable coins? Are stable coins going to move there and have things that people interact with as far as business wise? And then the hype around whatever it's going to be. So I think the things that fundamentally maybe that could be use cases are the wallets. Are they browser based, app based? How do those look and feel? Can that be something that could be scaled to use whatever applications you're utilizing on Web3? And then probably are they able to suck up some of that USD stablecoin volume over there? And maybe they can or not. But then after that, it's kind of, I think you're right with a lot of these, depending on if they're a proof of stake one, what is that story they're trying to tell you to try to suck in that economic um, power.
Yeah, man. Okay. All right. So let me just make this statement. Okay. So if we say Adara Hashgraph, we say Conflux, then we say Elrond, then we say Algorand, then we say Cardano, then let's just throw Cosmos in there. Then let's throw Tezos in there. Like
Mm-hmm.
at some point, it becomes overwhelming to the end user and consumer to distinguish the differences because the average person doesn't care about the difference in consensus mechanism. They really aren't that concerned about transaction speed. They really don't care about confirmation time. What they care about is, does it work? Is my money safe? Is it secure? Can I trust it?
Mm.
And right now, I think we are, as an industry, infighting on whose railroads are going to carry the people, when ultimately it doesn't matter whose railroads as long as the people are moving.
I would disagree in that. Would say it does matter who the railroads are, and I think a lot of it could be just to try to get investor money, right? A lot of the presentation is to get that venture capitalist money to flow to them, right? In a way too, because so there's a and also too, it's like, what does the end user want? It depends. Is it the person who's making their NFT and wants to try to flip that into something else? So maybe people, I think people we say, and maybe the people who are, depending on, say, if it's this audience versus another type of audience, I think there are a lot of things that people are looking for. Not necessarily security, I think, is one, but mostly I think people want to make money. People want to have fun, want to discover something new. I think people just want to sometimes nerd out and hear something new. But from the standpoint of like a project, a chain like that, I think what they're trying to do is just get that venture capitalist money. And you're talking about all these different rails. I think what is happening as we've seen new blockchains start to come out here and there is they're trying to figure out how to scale and link them all together so they're not so siloed. And I think it says it does matter what railroad they're on because they're not all built the same. If you're trying, that kind of goes back to proof of work versus proof of stake and what they're trying to do. But I would agree to you if you're kind of looking at that Web3 marketing realm, and then maybe even throw in like DeFi, even though they kind of merge and kind of have their differences in a way. But if you're just talking about, let's say, Web3, it may not necessarily matter to the end user. They may not have a choice eventually because it's like once a corporation decides this is what we're using, they're going to go with that anyway. Maybe it matters to the person who's exploring and jumping from this blockchain to the next blockchain. But I think as you come in and discover all these things, it does get tiring to be like, oh, this new thing comes out. And not that you get jaded, but you kind of can cut through the clutter and realize, oh, these are investment traps for all that liquidity and capital from these boomers, venture capitalists who may not know necessarily what's what, but people are out here just trying to get an investment on their project. The developers may not even be doing anything, right? They may just try to build something that doesn't necessarily work or change how we fundamentally do things. They're chasing building these new shiny toys. So I think maybe have some ways to go in this bear market before a lot of that stuff is still flushed out. And I think I'm kind of rambling here, but I think what matters, if you're talking about the rails of what matters to the whole Web3 infrastructure game, yeah, NFTs are definitely a hype thing, but it also comes down to like the decentralized web storage and how can these big companies, content companies like the Facebooks and all these other companies, how can they make it so that they can offload their storage onto us and decentralize it? So it's like NFTs are a big deal, but storing NFTs through different things. And I've been talking about like Filecoin and IPFS, but I think the thing to watch out for and see how it's implemented, it's like, and Real Black, he did a talk the top like infrastructure coins and chains that are out there, and tokens. So I do think it matters in a sense if you're trying to not get swept up in the hype and are trying to find the gems that are going to be around in 5 years and what actually matters. The rails do matter in a sense of what's going to be here and gone tomorrow versus like what's actually going to have staying power and is actually being worked on for use cases outside of just NFTs.
Okay, I think you made a lot of good points right there, bro. And I just want to quickly just respond before we get into our top story of the day. A lot of it is venture capital driven. And I think too many companies, whether DAOs, whether actual corporations, entities, whatever you want to call them, are chasing the money. And so the similarity in their marketing, the similarity in what they're creating, copy and paste, is all to chase the price. And so we don't necessarily see this diversification in use case. And what I mean by that is presentation of use case. We're all talking transaction speeds. We're all talking confirmation times. We're all trying to create a space where I'm able to attract more money doing the exact same thing that my competitor is doing with a separate spin on it. Just because you put a different mask on a Chrysler 300 doesn't make it a Bentley. Just because you take a Dodge Charger and add a spoiler don't make it a Hellcat Red Eye. And we have too many, whether they be exchanges, whether they be blockchains, that are just copy and paste bullshit selling the people the same result. And so if the end result for the people, the end user, is ultimately them losing smaller amounts of money through transactions, but not safe for trading peer-to-peer, what the hell are we actually doing besides chasing venture capital money, which I think is your point for the most part. Let me hit the comment section real quick before we get to our top stories. Malcolm Rex says they would have to pay for storage on our decentralized personal computers, IPFS. And then I even think of just like how much heat helium has gotten over the last just year and a half, 2 years. And Courtney Johnson says, all I know is that they all owe brother Reggie Middleton. And Courtney Johnson also says truth on all the projects. I really just want to see I don't want to see us become victim to the guys preying on us. And we know for a fact that the VC guys are preying. We know that the private equity guys are preying. We know that the hedge fund guys are preying. So why allow them to dictate the direction of the space?
But we've covered it. You've discovered it with the currency group, digital currency group, and how much they own. It's like, it's not to say that it's too late of them dictating the space, but it's kind of in the way as far as what's going to make the headlines, who's going to get the attention from these different publications. I think it's too late, and it's too late in the sense of like they're running things as far as the hype. We saw that Solana. Why Solana still talked about? I'm talking about the blockchain research institute, and these two, this dad and son, they talk about these different things. I'm studying this blockchain course for work, but yeah, it's like we at one side we talk about the lack of trust in the institutions, and on the other side it's kind of like who's got the money, the institutions. So they're the ones who are gonna feed the.
Nah, you just made a great point. Like I was sitting here trying to fight for the people, and then you pulled out the digital currency.
We like
shut up over there. You can sit over there and complain all you want to about how you don't want to be ruled by the overlords, but they are control.
I agree, but I'm saying it's not over yet. It's not totally over yet. But the fact that it's like this is just a new system, and it's kind of I think why people probably have a sense of jumping from this project to this project is because they see the different flaws associated with everything that has come out that's being worked towards, and it's trying to stay one step ahead of the, you can say, the legal complex, the regulators, as well as, like, trying to figure out a way to navigate where you can actually do stuff peer to peer and not have to worry about, God forbid, on ramps and off ramps. But let's take a look. You sent me this at the digital currency group before we get into our top story here.
Yeah,
but
man, I want to quickly look at this because that's what made me think. I was sitting here trying to stand up for the people, and then I remembered why everything looks the same and why everything is the same. Because when Abra, you want to be able to easily move onto your fold card with your debit card. Well, Digital Currency Group says, I want a piece of that. I had my first investment in 2014. Oh, you want a DeFi hub on Polkadot? Well, had our investment back in 2020. So as we scroll down here, we can easily summarize, just as Courtney Johnson said, truth on all the projects. Yeah, all the projects are fucking owned by damn Digital Currency Group. And so unless we pay our tithes to the overlords, BitGo, BitPay, just to name some of the bigger, first investment 2013. Damn.
Hey, I just think this shows it's just going to be a little bit harder to leave, like, the bankers or the bankers and been the bankers for thousands of years for a reason. Like, the old money, they help the new money come in and make sure the new money stays old money.
Oh, wait. Bitcoin derivatives exchange since 2018. But didn't they just slap, didn't the CFTC just slap, what's my name? My man CZ and Binance down this week for derivatives trading? Oh, but Bitnomio is perfectly fine. No problem. Blockstream, of course. Gotta make sure we got the Canadians on deck. Gotta make sure. Brave, gotta make sure you got Brave on deck. And had their money in since 2000 and what they say, 16.
But here's the thing. I think if we're looking at it from what do people want to use as far as what's going to be around, you got to look at who's putting money into it, because at the end of the day,
analysis circle.
Like,
so it is very, very transparent. I mean, it's very easy to see Coinbase since 2013, 2016 CoinDesk, who's in control. Shout out to Barry Silbert. Got to give a shout out to Barry Silbert. Dapper Labs, 2018, NBA Top Shot, Flow Blockchain, Decentraland, 2017, Dune Analytics, 2020, so Etherscan, 2016, 15, I can't see 16, eToro, 2018, Flare Network, 2021. So when we talk about our decentralization, what in our silos, because that doesn't look very decentralized to me. That actually looks like fucking a monopoly.
Yeah. I think, I've been hearing a lot. They're talking about the biggest transfer of wealth in history. The boomers nearing retirement age, wealth is being transferred into these different sectors. So it's like, regardless, the powers that be are going to have a control as we move into the next iteration and system, because, why they're going to have their money into it, and they have the capital to move the markets. So it's kind of like, we're probably just trying to get a little piece of the action and make sure you're in the right position, in the right place for 10 years, 20 years down the line. And that's not to say that a lot of these companies, they may not be here in 10 years. We could see seismic shifts as far as how the people interact and move. And just because these are the projects out there, there are other people who are working on things that I think can, if you want to talk about immutable, decentralized, distributed, there are things being worked on and people are utilizing, but in the smaller sense. So I think it's not the idea of there's going to be definitely two systems of one. There is already like two systems down the traditional sense of how we operate, whether people operate in cash or people operate through the traditional banking system. But also think about crypto. People are going to probably operate a lot in these investments by digital currency group that have been around for a while. But then there are probably going to be other more decentralized places where smaller communities can interact in different cryptos on their own, in their own local economic way, peer to peer, while also going back and forth. So I don't think all is lost, but from the majority of what's going to get the headlines and have the most probably upside in terms of wealth gain, my number go up.
Yeah, man, and I just want to make a another point. I know we're like well into the show.
Oh, it's all good.
Our top story, but I just want to talk about a few more of these companies because as I just scroll down, I mean, we only made it. Like,
here, let me go back.
Etherscan, bro. I mean, you literally have Genesis. You got Grayscale. You have Hedera, which we mentioned earlier.
Lolly.
You got Lolly, Kraken, Ledger. I mean, Macari. I mean, these are the who's of the industry. And if we talk nomics, we utilize as our own market data, PI, they made their first investment back in 2018. So even our own data here transparently at Crypto and Down comes from a digital currency group invested entity. So Paxos, another one. We were just talking about them. Polygon, just mentioned that first investment back in 2021. So shit, I'm just gonna go down this list and just be like, if you're on this list, then this is where I'm putting my money. Ripple, first investment 2013. Safe, shout out to the Safe wallet, first investment back in 2022. Shout out to the Hexicans out there that utilize the Staker app. Looks like they got some of that bread too. Now they probably should take this Silvergate off of here because they probably don't want to have that on there. But Shapeshift, 2015 was their first investment. So I mean, bro, stacks. Now we're into the S's. I mean, I don't really see. I mean, you got Wire. If we talk about our on and off ramps, bro. I mean, Zcash. Remember, that's your boy. That's Zcash. That's your boy. That's on there.
Hey, is
So, hey man, I just think it's very, very, very interesting when we think about decentralization and diversification and the various blockchains and the various protocols and who is making the money and if we should be playing that game of, oh, I'm gonna be a Cardano or I'm gonna be a Hexagon or I'm gonna Bitcoin or I'm gonna be an Ethereum. Well, maybe like we're just losing thinking that way because that ain't decentralized at all.
Yo, this WorldCoin, man, that's like a digital world ID.
Yeah,
like Ethereum.
I don't know, man. I can't wait to get into our top stories because just following the natural flow of our conversation, they're really started to open my eyes up to, all right, now they got the first self-custodial decentralized, the protocol to bring global proof of personhood to the internet. Whoa.
Hey, man.
Whoa.
We were talking about that coin with that Once Your Eyeball by Sam Redacted, man.
Bring my personhood to the internet.
And he's the guy who did the Open AI as well. Remember Sam? Remember we talked about Sam Altman?
Yeah. No, I'm good on that. I'm good on. Oh yeah, man.
Sam Altman and his coin.
Oh,
remember him?
Oh man. Yeah.
You remember this guy?
Yeah.
And what does he want to do? He wants your eyeball.
CEO dude.
Yeah. Literally.
Well, he's the but okay. I feel like we just keep having these like, I think I called them technocrats, these algorithmic overlords. That's what I call them.
Oh, that's the world coin?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, world coin.
Oh,
Scan your eye.
You're right, bro. It is that. So no, this isn't coincidence. You're not wrong.
That's world coin, people. Chat GPT, OpenAI, Elon Musk, PayPal Mafia.
Oh man, bro. Like, and it's ironic how many times we just organically stumble back across these things that we have talked about previously, or that many people would consider conspiracy, that are just like known facts that are openly reported, and people find no problem with it in general public. And I just think about like the WeWork dude, the Theranos lady, Sam Bankman-Fried, Mark Zuckerberg, like Do Kwon. Like, when are they gonna learn, bro? Like, how many times do they need to get their ass fucking handed to them for them to realize, like, can't trust them motherfuckers?
Hey,
Like,
I like the comments. Courtney Johnson said, "What if the greatest wealth transfer is the other way around? Rich really, really get richer." I'm like, honestly, if you look at 2020, that was 2020. A lot of new billionaires popped up. A lot of small businesses closed. So yeah, Courtney Johnson, I think you could say the largest transfer maybe going the opposite way of what people assumed it was.
Hey, Malcolm X said, if that were to happen, then it's time to eat the rich. I'm tired of being broke, man. Well, welcome to Crypto and Down. We can't teach you how to be rich, but we damn well can teach you, hey, the truth of what we see out here on the news. Dino ID said, good evening. What's up, brother? You right on time. We're actually about to get into our top story of the day. Shit, we did a 45-minute intro, man. But it's a show, so let's get it.
Let's do it. Yeah, this is one of our top stories of the day. A few more to come. Disney cuts Metaverse unit amid company-wide layoffs, report. Recent Disney layoffs have seen its Metaverse unit of 50 completely cut from the company, while the head of the team remains. Who wrote this article? This article is from Ryan S. Gladwin. The team of around 50 was dedicated to developing metaverse strategies, per Wall Street Journal. The team was responsible for using Disney's vast library of intellectual property to tell interactive stories in new formats. Well, I'm sure they just said, we'll hire the AI to do all that. This comes as part of the company-wide layoffs that are expected to see around 7,000 leave the company over the next 2 months. Disney did not immediately respond to Decrypt's request for comment. The firm's Metaverse lead, Mike White, was hired in February of 2022 by Disney's former chief executive Bob Chapek, who described the Metaverse as the next great storytelling frontier. I think what's happening is Metaverse is just going to be generated by the AI. Chapek was replaced by CEO Bob Iger. Bob Iger came back last November. White reportedly will stay on at Disney. Dang. So shortly after his appointment, White reportedly told employees that the goal was to create an entirely new paradigm for how audiences experience and engage with our stories. Yeah, little did they know that they wouldn't be needed. Humans wouldn't be needed to create these stories. There was an effort last year to create a membership initiative that would be somewhat akin to Amazon Prime, which offers free shipping, discounts, exclusive deals, and more. This effort has since been abandoned, according to Wall Street Journal reporting. The metaverse hasn't grown as quickly as Disney hoped, becoming an easy target for cuts of this size. Bob
Iger pulled the Donald Trump and said, "You're fired." They leaked the email on Twitter, and I'll read the email here for the Crypto Warriors and Rascals. As I shared with you in February, we have made the difficult decision to reduce our overall workforce by approximately 7,000 jobs as a part of a strategic realignment of the company, including important cost-saving measures necessary for creating a more effective, coordinated, and streamlined approach to our business. So it was all good just a year ago, Mr. Bob Iger. Everybody said they was launching into the metaverse. They said we needed to hire, we needed to ramp up, not only Disney, but Facebook. You know, it was all cool. Everybody wanted to do the cryptocurrency thing. And now, dear fellow employees, I'm not a fellow employee if I get fired, my guy. So if you send me an email that say, dear fellow employees, and you just laid my ass off, what my check at, man? So shout out to Bob Iger and Disney for capitulating. Shout out to Disney for showing their inability to actually execute a plan with some of the most valuable intellectual property in history. The Disney vault is filled with gems. Do you know how much Mickey Mouse is worth? Can you put Mickey Mouse into Decentraland? Nobody is smart enough to put Mickey Mouse on in the sandbox. You put Mickey Mouse in the sandbox, billions of dollars, but they couldn't get it done. Bob Iger lays off 7,000 people, and they don't bat an eye. So,
Yeah, I mean, they got ChatGPT. They don't need you. They don't need y'all.
another one bites the dust. I mean, it's very, very peculiar to see.
Yeah, I think we're just getting started. The whole creative industry is about to see a massive layoff from the music industry, models, actors. It's just, yeah, it's going to be this. I think, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe it's better to be the first one than one of the last ones. But when it comes to like content, these massive content creation companies like Disney, I think we don't know what's going to happen yet, but not to sound doom and gloom on AI, but yeah, it's going to fundamentally change how we all consume content, how people thought they would be consuming content, and how content is generated, whether that's through music, video, image. It's about to get real crazy out here, and a lot of what I think, just upend everything that people thought about creation, where people are doing prompt, people like, sure, it's cool to do the prompting, but after a while, I'm sure that's not fulfilling at all.
You said something that was really interesting earlier that I just thought about again. So we were going through all of the different blockchains and how they have similarities and basically controlled by a big entity such as Digital Currency Group. So the rich are ultimately just getting richer. But think about, let's say, our streaming services. What's the difference between Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Paramount Plus, hell, Tubi, BET Plus? I mean, as the end user, there's not much difference besides $14.99 coming out monthly, or fucking $17.99 or $23.99. What's the difference between ESPN Plus and DAZN, or let's say CBS Sports, or Fox Plus, or UFC Fight Pass? As the end user, you just getting robbed. And so I'm taking a step back this week on Crypto and Down and saying, maybe like we need to be very selective in what we choose to support, because what's the difference? Like, okay, you don't get to watch Power, so you get to watch Snowfall, or you get to watch The Shy. What's the difference between like okay, you don't get to watch UFC, you get to watch Bellator. Okay, like, oh shit, like the word, like I don't know, man. This is where I think cryptocurrency is at right now. where like you don't watch WCW, you watch WWE, and it's just like Vince McMahon getting rich off both of y'all ass. So it's just like I don't know, man. That's how I'm starting to feel these times. Malcolm Rex says, should a company be supported if it is not employing anyone but AI? As a like hands-off approach, I actually think that if you want to run an AI business, do you, my guy? But do you deserve certain tax breaks or like certain things? I don't know. Maybe,
Yo,
maybe not. Like, I don't know.
do you to answer that question? And one other thing, Mark Andreessen, I heard he came up with the term, or I heard he referred to reality privilege. I'll shoot you that post from where that came from, but that's a new one for me. Reality privilege. So it goes along with the agenda of pushing the AI stuff. But if you're talking about should a company be supported if it's not employing anyone but AI, that's the that's what, if you want to call it dystopian or the future of where we're headed to, is depending on what you like, you may have some hard decisions about what you support and want to interact with, because the of how quickly these AIs are being deployed and jailbroke, and the cost is decreasing for people to be able to have their own personal AI. What they thought would cost millions of dollars could cost around $500 per person, and that was just a breakthrough that happened a couple weeks ago, in the sense of people utilizing open AI technology. But Microsoft, Google, on and on, it may get to the point where soon you're going to be interacting with a lot of companies that are utilizing AI, and then as it learns and gets faster and quicker and starts kind of automating a lot of different things, a lot of people there are going to be a lot of layoffs in different industries. So, and the people you were talking about, go ahead and start if you want to do an AI startup. With the whole software thing, that's another thing to think about too, where what took 500 people to do may only take 5 people to do, running different AI tools, spitting back information to different companies as far as software is concerned, whether that's data analysis and reporting on different things. I'm not that technical, but yeah, you get the kind of drift. Where Malcolm Rex, yeah, that's going to be a huge decision. A decision, I think, for a lot of us is, do we want to? We're going to have to interact with it probably regardless if you're going to touch the digital world in some sense of how we used to touch it. But I think big decisions are ahead as far as how do you want to interact with these different AIs. And for those of you who follow, like, the I guess you could say the occult stuff and those different master teachers and like the Bob Mehemets and the Phil Valentines and those type of people, and some of the talks I've been listening to, they said of like, yeah, you can't separate these AIs from the spiritual realm. So it's definitely something that's not to be taken lightly, because like they said the old gods are coming back. You may not be so happy when the old gods come back in the forms of these artificial or general artificial intelligences.
Yeah, man, I'm not all about these logarithmic overlords. I'll get into that later in the show. So we can keep going to the next story, because I also feel like they are phenomenon jumping. So they're going from, now it's AI. Last year was the Metaverse. The year before that, it was COVID and the booster shots. So like, I just feel like we're just hopping from phenomenon to phenomenon, robbing as many people as they can along the way until everybody dead and broke. so maybe that's too much doom and gloom, but hey, man, that's just how I'm feeling today.
Yo, your boy Sam Bankman-Fried charged with bribing Chinese government officials. The FTX founder now faces a total of 13 criminal charges in connection with the collapse of the crypto exchange. Shout out to Stacey Elliott and Liam J. Kelly for this article from Decrypt. So they allege that Sam Bankman-Fried, prosecutors alleged he directed 40 million in cryptocurrencies to one or more Chinese government officials in order to influence them to unfreeze accounts owned by FTX's sister trading firm Alameda Research. Man, Sam, he got held up and extorted, sounds like. In the newly unsealed indictment, prosecutors alleged that in early 2021, Bankman-Fried bribed Chinese officials to unfreeze $1 billion worth of assets in Alameda Research trading accounts on two of China's largest cryptocurrency exchanges. The indictment alleges that the funds were frozen as part of an investigation into a particular Alameda trading counterparty, but doesn't name the exchanges or the firm that was being investigated. Prosecutors allege that before turning to bribery, Bankman-Fried spent months trying to access the funds. He allegedly hired attorneys to lobby the government, asked the exchanges to unfreeze the funds, and opened new trading accounts under false names. By November 2021, Bankman-Fried caused a bribery payment of cryptocurrency worth approximately 40 million to be transferred from Alameda's main trading account to a private cryptocurrency wallet, according to the court documents. Around the same time, Alameda's crypto exchange accounts were unfrozen, and the trading firm sent tens of millions more worth of crypto assets to complete the bribe. Read the court documents.
Hey man, we already know he's been charged with wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering. Now, let's add charges of bribing Chinese government officials. If my man don't get 40 to 50 years hard time in prison, not in the white collar joint, but actually put his ass in the supermax, then fuck America, man, because all his ass did was steal billions and billions of dollars from people, and then he bribed Chinese government officials to steal even more money. How dare his Stanford law professor parents let his ass get away with this shit and not actually say, lock his ass up, because you can't do that, boy. What's right is right. Is what's wrong is wrong. Like Malcolm X says, he is not getting that kind of jail time. We all know it. And people is sitting in jail right now for joints. People is sitting in jail time, doing hard jail time for ounces of Mary Jane. And this man then stole billions of dollars, got wire fraud. Let me read all these charges again. Wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering, and now has additionally been charged with bribing Chinese officials. And if he don't get no time, I don't want to hear nothing else about, oh, we hard on law. No, Joe Biden, Senator, y'all ain't hard on nobody, man. This man should be excommunicated from society. You can't trust him, he a thief. Oh, wait, and as Malcolm X said, he has greased too many hands. That's what you get away with when you give millions of dollars to both sides of Congress, to both House of Representatives, to both senators, to both Democratic campaigns, to Republican campaigns. When you put so much money out to American officials, oh, that's another point. How are you going to charge him with giving money to Chinese officials, knowing damn well y'all got caught red-handed taking money from the boy, and y'all was out here like, who can give the money back the fastest? So y'all gonna charge him with giving money to the Chinese officials like y'all didn't take the money. Y'all should charge y'all own damn selves for taking the damn money, because he wired fucking money to y'all. So how you gonna charge him with wire fraud knowing y'all was the ones getting the damn wires? Ain't that a bitch? Can't wait to see Gary Gensler show up on April 18th in front of the House Financial Services Committee. Shout out to Punch Bowl News on Twitter. They announced that, or Patrick McHenry, North Carolina's 10th district representative, announced on Twitter that none other than Gary Gensler would appear in front of the House Financial Services Committee on the 18th. This will be about his rulemaking and his approach to digital assets. And then Tom Emmert came back and said, hey, man, time to fire up the grill. I had a few things to say about that. Our first question is, from the outside looking in, it appears that the government, specifically the SEC and Gary Gensler, had a cozy relationship with alleged and multiple indicted Sammy Bankman-Fried. We just read the multiple indictments. Can you explain how this friendship and perceived partnership arose? Second question, considering your esteemed academic background, Mr. Gensler, did you not foresee any conflict of interest in your dealings with Sammy Bankman-Fried? Taking all that money, having all them meetings, sending all them damn emails. Why should the American people trust your judgment and ability to enforce the laws when you can't tell the difference between a blatant scam artist and fraudster and Donald Duck?
Ooh, yeah. Dang, they're coming in hot. Well, sit back and enjoy the show.
Malcolm X, no, Gary and Sam Bankman-Fried aren't relatives that I know of. They are a part of the MIT cabal in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So got to remember that Carolyn Ellison, Sammy Bankman-Fried's girlfriend, her dad also is a professor, or her parents, both of her parents are economics professors at MIT. So Gary Gensler also was a professor at MIT. So the interwebs of how they're connected actually start at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Let's look at some of these tweets because I think it's important that we do get into our actual top story of the day. Is Joe Biden, Jim Crow Dro's attempt and the Uni Party's attempt to ban TikTok. Whether you support TikTok or not, whether you support the Chinese government, we want to actually address this top story so that the American people and the crypto warriors and rascals are aware of what is actually inside of this bill known as the Restrict Act. Damn. Don't that send alarms when the government like, oh, we gonna pass the Restrict Act? At least the Patriot Act sounded like some freedom. Restrict don't even sound like freedom. At least George W. Bush was like, shit, we can put a bow on it. Hey, Joe Biden like, hell no, we're gonna put a damn a belt on that mug. So,
hey man,
the bill to ban TikTok is absolutely terrifying, says Greg Rice, as it gives the government the ability to go after anyone they deem as a national security risk. That could be you. At which point they can access everything from their computer to their video games to their ring light. This is a Patriot Act for the internet. So let's read some of the text from Section 3. It says, addressing information and communication technology products and services that pose undue or unacceptable risks. The secretary, in consultation with the relevant executive department, that means Joe Biden and his agency heads, is authorized to and shall take action to identify, deter, disrupt, prevent, prohibit, investigate, or otherwise mitigate, including by negotiating, entering to, or imposing and enforcing any mitigation measure to address any risk arising from any covered transaction by any person or within to any property subject to the jurisdiction of the United States that the secretary determines. So anything that you do on your computer, anything you do on your phone, anything you do on your Xbox or PlayStation, anything you do on your Cash App, anything you do on your Venmo, anything you do on Zelle, anything you do in your MetaMask, anything you do with information and communication technology products and services integral to AI and machine learning is subject to the laws of the United States government. And you better make sure that your wireless local area networks, your mobile networks, your satellite payloads, your satellite operations and control, cable access points, your wireline access points, your core networking systems, your long, short, and backhaul networks, your edge computer platforms, and them VPNs you own. Shout out to Malcolm Rex. Yes, sir, that is right. The VPNs now are going to fall under the jurisdiction of the Restrict Act, and we should be very well informed to know that any violation of this proposed act or law or bill, this ain't no damn act, this damn bill that they want to pass, is punishable by 20 up to 20 years in prison, and also civil asset forfeiture and up to $1 million fine. So Joe Biden, Ho Biden, Jim Crow Joe, both parties, Democrats and Republicans, as this is a joint effort with both parties supporting this. Only person openly speaking out against this is, shout out to Rand Paul. Rand Paul is actually saying, yo, this is some bullshit. You cannot come out here and attack the American people. Thank you for showing. Here's the list of the people co-sponsoring that. That's what I was speaking to right here. So let's look at who y'all supporting, so y'all know who coming behind you. You remember Tim Kaine when he was trying to run with
that's that fruity, zesty looking dude. That guy.
Let's call him out. Chuck Grassley. I thought you got Hickenlooper. You got my man out in Colorado. Lindsey Graham. You gonna backdoor us like this, Lindsey?
Nah, man, this is right up Lindsey's alley. Him and Tim.
Gotta get him out of here, man. Gotta get him out of here. Mark Kelly gotta go.
Joe Manchin. Kristen Gillibrand. Susan Collins
gotta go. I also saw Mitt Romney name on there too. So let me make sure I do mention his name was on there.
Where is he at?
They ain't got him on the list. I read the whole list earlier. I didn't need the tweet. I already did my research. So he supported too. He is a co-sponsor on the bill. So you want to ban TikTok, but you also want to make sure that you have the right and the ability to persecute, spy, and turn America into an authoritarian state. We, as the crypto rascals, as the crypto warriors, are not going to stand for this, and we will be calling our state representatives, our congressmen, our senators, letting them know that no, we do not support the Restrict Act, and we can encourage you to make those phone calls to your representatives and let your voice be.
Yeah. I'll pull them up. You know, if you live in one of these, represented by one of these people, just call them, let them know what you think.
Let them know we don't support that.
Just
man.
Be like, hey, you know, just tell them.
We have freedom of speech in America. We have the right to use whatever apps we want to. This is not China. If they want to come in and start locking people up for 20 years for being on TikTok, that was the back door way. Nah, what they really saying is, oh, you sent money on Venmo you're gonna get 20 years. Oh, you logged in on VPN and got that airdrop. Oh, you finna get 20 years. You didn't pay off the SEC and Gary Gensler. Oh, you finna get 20 years. Yeah, nah, we not signing up for that. So call your congressman, call your senator.
Hey man.
No, we do not support the Restrict Act. And if that's what they coming with, yay 2024, support whoever you're gonna support, because damn sure ain't supporting them. Good question, Malcolm Rex. So they will be giving children that amount of time. I actually read through the entire Restrict Act, and read the text itself, and there isn't a differentiation upon age in the actual text itself. So imagine if you're a kid and you're like, shit, I just want to play Roblox, and your mama like, nah, you blocked off the internet, and you like, all right, I'm gonna download the VPN and I'm just gonna play Roblox. And then you actually like, or let's just say they see a steak commercial because I'm gonna use a better example. They see a steak commercial, STAKE, a cryptocurrency casino betting platform that is now being advertised by BitBoy over on his channel, who is the main sponsor, and also one of the main sponsors of Drake. Drake also, when he says he's betting on UFC, his platform that he uses is Stake. So let's say one of the kids like, shit, I like UFC, I want to bet, and they just download, say a 13-year-old boy, download the Stake app on their iPad, sign up, get them some Bitcoin. What they gonna do? Get a boy 20 years? Because by the text of the law, they are mandated by the executive branch to execute. So, I mean, I don't know what the hell they think they're doing, man. At this point, I am officially a non-party representative. So I am independent from now on. I don't claim no party affiliations. I just think I'm voting with my pocket. That's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we can do for now until that CBDC comes in. Vote with your pocket. And then once that comes in, it'll be mandatory voting. 100% voting rate.
Oh, well, because if you don't vote, they're going to cut your card off.
Remember that Diddy campaign, vote or die?
Yeah, man. Hey, or shit. Joe Biden said, vote for me or you ain't black.
Oh, yeah, he did say that.
Oh.
Hey, it's getting so bad in America. Joe Biden pulling black cards, man. Yo, man. Jim Crow Joe pulling black cards, man.
He said, you better vote for me, or else you are no longer black. Meaning, y'all. In his words, he was saying, y'all know I'm supposed to be helping y'all out, but if you don't vote for me, I ain't gonna help y'all out. He ain't help us out no way. So I just really think
I own you, boy.
Yeah, man. I also think like this whole bill to like the Restrict Act, although it's a like backdoor to attack cryptocurrency and other things, it's just like truly anti-capitalism. It's like anti-competition. Like when things aren't competitive, you create a environment where the best technologies don't rise to the top. If they want to create something that isn't Chinese based, fucking make it. It's 2023. You have trillions of dollars to use. What if you can't beat the Chinese government at making apps? That's a problem for you to solve. You don't solve it with legislation criminalizing American citizens for using rights that they are entitled to use. We have the ability to spend our money where the fuck we want to. We have the ability to download whatever the hell we want to on our phone, as long as we ain't causing no harm or breaking any laws. So, man, how y'all gonna come up with a law just to say, oh no, you can't do that, man? We as your overlord, Joe Biden, is gonna decide that you can no longer do that. Nah, man, get out of here, man. And it's not like people even like TikTok like that. It's that they are using TikTok as a Trojan horse, just like they use. Hey, you still taking your shoes off on the airplane, ain't you?
Yeah.
Hey, just like they use they had us out here scared to say our name. I was like, damn, they might think I'm the dude, man. Like I ain't even did nothing wrong, man. Shout out to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. If you haven't seen his documentary on HBO Max, speaking of, or it might be on Showtime actually. Speaking of streaming services, it's called Stand, and it's about how he lost his NBA career because of not standing for the national anthem and converting to becoming a Muslim.
Man,
And
Kaepernick took all his clout.
Yeah,
Got a
man.
Nike deal out of it.
Hey, no, that was Nike, man. Nike was like, "Hey, bro, don't nobody remember this." They actually did like blackball this dude good enough to like, don't nobody remember it. So let's run this back. Hey,
Hey. Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
if you watch the Stan documentary, you will literally be like, "The Colin Kaepernick just steal that boy shit."
Word for word. Bar for bar. He stole his whole flow.
Hey, you'll be like, hey, hold on, man. I could have sworn I just heard that freestyle, man. Like, you sure you wrote that? And he like, yeah, that was me, man. Like,
Hey, man.
I gotta take a stand. Like, they ain't gonna remember. It was a different sport. It was 10 years ago. They ain't gonna remember.
Yo, yeah. We said Kaepernick. Shout out to him, one of the biggest grifters.
It worked.
It worked, man. He got the new deal. He got the new Nike deal. Didn't have to play football. Didn't have to take any more hits. Oh, Crypto Work says, what you guys think of XCC? Oh, eCash. Shout out to eCash, man. Crypto Work, yeah, eCash, man. eCash is where it's at. If we're looking for solutions to the incoming dystopian future of central bank digital currencies, mass surveillance, technocracy, I love eCash, and not just I love eCash in that sense, but I actually follow a lot of the developers on there, and I think they're actually trying to have useful real world applications, but thinking about it from a business perspective. So retail investors and the businesses may have different use cases for what they're looking out of cryptocurrency. So I think there are some good products on there already being worked on from the ground up. And the people, I would say, I get some of the best information and ways to think about how to go about cryptocurrency to make it true peer-to-peer fashion. Because I think there are different things you can get out of cryptocurrency, but if you're trying to keep up with that first sentence in the white paper of a truly peer-to-peer cash system, eCash is making waves in that sense of also secure instant settlement, as well as small projects being worked on that are very interesting and fall outside of the purview of regulation, but developed in a different way where they don't run afoul of what the regulators are talking about when it comes to those not money laundering, but those money licensing laws, as far as like having funds in your wallet and things like that. So shout out to eCash. XLM, don't really have much thoughts on that one. It's one of the ones. It's one of the big chain. It's one of the ones that's going to be part of the new banking structure. That's all I can say about XLM, Stellar Lumen. Like, it's going to be included in that whole infrastructure. So if you're looking for something that the bankers are going to use or not use or pipe up, XLM.
I mean, it's been around for shit. I was gonna call it the Moses of blockchains.
Yeah,
Like the Moses.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. And it depends what you want out of it. If you're looking for the price to go up, I have not seen much price action. But if you're looking maybe to have something that will be part of the system and here long term, and maybe XLM is the place to be. Maybe the price is just going to go up and then going to stay there.
I was going to say, like, if we like, it's going to bounce between like 7 and 10 cents for like forever, and then it might it'll. Okay, let me say it this way. It's going to pump during the bull cycles if you're only talking about price. If we're talking about like technology and is it going to like revolutionize or nah, bro. Like that's not happening. Like it's one of the oldest. Is it ever going to like go anywhere? Probably not. You know, you can always buy the bottoms during the bear market and then catch a pump, sell it. But like outside of that, I don't think too much about it.
Yeah. All right, man. I think we've given the people some good content here. some
Yep.
insightful conversations, some thoughtful conversations. Thank you for that. Thank you for that insight into this new crypto bill,
Oh,
Patriot Act 2.0.
one thing I did want to do is shout out the Hexicans out there. Shout out Richard Hart and the Pulse Chain community. If you don't mind pulling up his Twitter real quick so I can give some Pulse Chain updates before we get off the air. I think it's important that we continue to just give the crypto
And
updates while we
here,
can.
hold up. Let me pull up.
Because
Yeah, I'll let you. I'll let you cook. I'll let you cook. Here we go. What we got?
yeah. So not this. This is just like his most recent tweets. Not those. Yeah, that's about to restrict that. That part. All right. So team doing projection today, looking at increasing the base reward factor by 1,000x to bring it in line with Ethereum as a share of deposit. This will stabilize APY around 3% in Pulse with around 40,000 validators. There was one more tweet after that I thought was kind of important because it's in that thread. Yeah, right there. Thanks. Compared to Ethereum, Pulse-Chain validated deposit and reward factors increased by 1 million X as the total supply increased by 1.2 million X. This results in a base inflation rate that is negative 17% less than ETH. So a inflation rate, that means Pulse supply is going to increase 17% slower than ETH, and with the 25% burn on top of that in comparison to Ethereum, which would be price positive, understanding that that would ultimately hopefully make Pulse Chain deflationary. APY's validator is dependent on lots of other things such as prices, costs, and user behavior. So it's an estimate. These are very simple parameter changes, very easy to do. So very, very interesting news from Richard Hart in that first tweet an hour ago is that it indicates to me that hold on to your Pulse. Your Pulse chain could ultimately be a layer one deflationary token. And understanding that, yes, the buy and burn is a fraction. However, price positivity could be reflective to growth, and I am willing to take that bet, understanding that the bull market is not too far away from them. So I'm still holding on.
Okay, thanks for explaining that to me, because sometimes I'm just like, I still struggle with like deflationary, inflationary. How's that going to be good for price? I think some of it's still theory, so we'll see how it's going to play out. I was just thinking maybe that may be good for price action if the economy of the U.S. is going through a deflationary, as far as it's harder to get money, harder to get credit moving forward. Capital is more expensive. There's tightening going on at the highest bank, federal bank. Maybe having a deflationary cryptocurrency to go along with that may help its price, as the dollar's harder to come by.
Yeah, man, I just wanted to give that quick Pulse Chain update. Also, one other update is Safe Moon community. Heart to go out to you. We heard that your liquidity pool was compromised and that there's only about $70 left in the liquidity pools for Safe Moon. So Safe Moon, not very safe community. We want to inform that our liquidity pool has been compromised.
Well, you can't make this up. It's called Safe Moon.
We are taking swift action in an attempt to resolve the issue as soon as possible. Follow here for updates. Thank you for your support as we work to address this situation. So The safe moon was not very safe.
We were just talking about crypto and like the marketing trap. They literally call their stuff Safe Moon. This is terrible. I feel bad. Hey, man, I'm not trying to laugh at your pain, but like,
yeah. So
man, this is bad, man.
Yeah, man. So rest in peace to the Safe Moon community. It was not very safe, and they were rug pulled. I saw speculation that it might have been the devs. It might have been, as they always.
The dev ran off on the plug.
Yeah, man.
The devs be
or it was the North Koreans, as they always try.
Hey, man. Yeah,
they always
they try.
When they ain't got nobody else to blame, it's the North Koreans.
Man.
Like, hey, man, that's the boogeyman. But hey, man, that's all I got tonight, man. It's been a good show. Glad. Shout out to Crip Work. Shout out to Dino ID, Malcolm Rex. Appreciate y'all tuning in with us tonight, man. As we always say, hug somebody, tell somebody you love them. Asherelle, it's always an honor to do the show, man. I ain't got nothing left to say to the people. Peace.
To keep their money, and I'm illustrating that this thing that I just described with this FTX scam and how it connects to the Democrats and how all of this is really under the World Economic Forum. All of this is the same scam. It's the same scam. It's not different scams. It's one scam. The only reason why this scam could work and why it works so well with the patsy that they use is because he's from this era. Because it's only in this era, right? Only this era right now is the most time you have seen, forget my language, bitch ass niggas win. This is the first era.
I love that language.
In which weaker individuals are positioned as stronger, and stronger individuals are positioned as weak. This is the first era in history where squares, that's why you don't look down on a baby for crawling. You hope that the baby will eventually walk. You see what I'm saying? These niggas got the whole situation functioning now, where all of the people who were given participation trophies and this type of shit that never had to work in a meritocracy. These are the people that they're electing. These are the people that they're putting in entertainment to write your stories. These are the people who resent the very fact that they came from success.
Wow.
And now want to act like now that they're somehow more developed than you.